So in this demo, what we will do is we'll start from the uh, business role selection. So as you can see, you have multiple business roles, very like CRM. So the two critical ones for service which have been used are, service employee or service professional or the interaction center agent. So we'll not use the interaction center agent; it takes more time. So we'll just go to the service professional role. However, just one thing, interaction center manager role which used to exist is not there any longer, but the interaction center agent still is there. So, once it starts, you can look at it that the look and feel is uh, very similar to SAP CRM web client. Yeah, so you can look, and if you look on the left hand side, you see the person who's logged in, what role, they can sign out from there. You can personalize it like SAP CRM, you can switch roles, etc. On the bottom left, you have the recent items which you can click on. In the case of interaction center, you also have apps here. So you have different apps in the interaction center, and on the top hand you have the telephony bar, which was there in SAP CRM as well. So in the center, you can see search. So the search and create are the two commonly used work centers, which you have in which you had in SAP CRM, which you have here as well. So you can search transactions, or you can create transactions. You can also have saved searches, which will basically automatically open the transactions based on the filter which you have put in the save search. You can have widgets, web links, etc. These are all customizable. You can move them around and basically keep the things which you want to keep in this. So what we will do is we'll start with the creation of a service request, and in the service request, you can there is also there is also called templates. So for example, if you had very commonly used service requests like, I wanted to get a password reset, or I want some documentation, or very common things, you can use that template to create a service request. And there is also a concept of master service request and slave service request. So if you get for the same issue, get calls from multiple customers, so you create one master request and then track multiple service requests under that. So in this case, we're going to create a service request. We'll select transaction type service request. And let's say the customer has reported saying, okay, there is no display in the equipment. So that's what we'll capture in the description. You can enter the customer number, or you can use the drop-down selection to find the customer. In the interaction center agent role, you have that account identification, very similar to what SAP CRM had, to search for accounts. You have the fact sheet as well in the interaction center, so you can quickly look at what are the past historical transactions or service requests created, or any open sales orders or open repairs, etc., etc. Now this customer in this case is assigned to multiple sales orgs and service orgs. So you get a pop-up, but so the org modeler is also there in S4HANA CM, like you had in SAP CRM. And there are some tweaks which has been done in SAP in the org model. There is a ECC S4HANA org structure, and there you have the S4HANA CM org model. Again, it's similar to what it was there in SAP CRM, where you have to download the org model into SAP CRM, org structure from ECC into SAP CRM. Here you have to do mapping between sales and service orgs with the org structure in S4HANA. So you can use rules to automatically determine these sales and service orgs, as well as you can have, if need be, there is no rules can be defined, you can use bodies, etc., to automatically populate them. So once you do this, if the product is out of warranty, then it will select contracts. Even under warranty, the contract can be there because some customers have warranty contracts also. So based on the sales org, service org, and the sold to party, you can have contract being determined. In some cases, you can also determine it based on the equipment or serial number. And once you enter the contract, you set the contract, you can also categorize it. So the category modeler of SAP CRM also exists in S/4HANA CM. So you can have a multi-level category. So we just choose product and on-site repair as a category. So like in SAP CRM, you can have knowledge articles. Knowledge articles is like knowledge base, and that actually the SAP CRM solution had something on solution database or something like that, which is going to be taken away, and knowledge articles will be used. Knowledge articles were used in SAP CRM as well. So knowledge articles can be mapped to category in the category modeler, and they can be automatically determined as alerts, and it will show up as alerts, or you can manually find the knowledge articles as well. Now you can enter the equipment ID, which is going to be, which is again similar to equipment which were there, or I objects which were there in SAP CRM, and it's a combination of material and serial number. Also, if you look on the date section, you have the requested start date and you have the requested end date. So requested start date is today and time is now, and then based on the configuration, it populates 3 days out. You can also have SLAs defined. So SLAs are basically based on service profile and response profile. So service profile is like you're working 24/7 or 5/8, etc. And response profile is how quickly you're going to respond to. It should be the response should be within 2 hours or 4 hours, etc. And that is what is get populated based on the SLA defined. You can also show the parties involved. So, employee responsible, service employee group, sold to party, etc. Again, very similar to what was there in SAP CRM. In addition, you can also do time recording. So, for example, if you want to track time of your call center agents, it could be even from a costing standpoint or billable standpoint. You could do that as well. Once you save the service request or complete it, it creates a service confirmation which can be billed to the customer. So the time recording functionality is available. In addition, there is this checklist functionality. So the checklist can be automatically determined using the rule modeler. So the rule modeler also exists in SAP S/4HANA CM like SAP CRM had, or you can manually determine the checklist. But checklist is basically if there are multiple agents have to work on different tasks, so you can define tasks which can be done sequentially or parallelly and can be assigned to different agents, and that way the task can be done more efficiently, and you don't have to create multiple service requests to do that. The checklist basically helps you in doing that. Now, once you save it, you can also look at the transaction history. The service contract which is determined shows up in the transaction history. Now, the next step is really for the troubleshooting done by the first level technician. If they're not able to do it, they will then dispatch it to the second level technicians. And you don't see the dispatch button in service professional role, but you can see it in the interaction center role, where the dispatch can be done to the next level, or you can use the rule modeler to automatically dispatch this ticket to the right person. The second level technician would then troubleshoot the issue, and if they're not able to troubleshoot it, they will create a service order. And so let's assume that the second level technician is not able to fix it, and they want to send a technician to the customer site. So they're going to create a follow-up service order for this. And let's assume this was under warranty, so we don't really need a quotation for that. We'll just create a service order. So you can see the multiple transactions type. You select the transaction type for service order, and then you will see the pop-up of the item which was entered in the service request, and then you can copy the item. So all the header fields like customer, description, categories, excuse me, uh, equipment, requested start date, etc. will get copied, and then all the item level will get copied uh, uh, as you can see right now here. So in the service order, you can go to the line item. You can see uh, the item getting copied. You can see the pricing. So the $30 pricing really comes from S4 HANA pricing. You can use the template to copy additional, as I mentioned earlier. You can copy specific steps which are defined. You can use a template to copy steps like you have predefined 4 steps or even parts can be copied over, or you can use the product proposal to put in parts as well, and you can always manually put in multiple steps and parts in this also. In addition, you can also have configurable service products in this, and that really is used using advanced variant configuration. You can have multiple you can have service products which are configurable as well. So advanced variance configuration is actually much more robust than the previous one. Like one of the big difference, there are multiple differences, advantages. One of the big ones which I came across was purchase order could not be configured at all. The sales order could be. So now with advanced variant configuration, you can do purchase order configuration as well. So if you enter parts, you can have ATP check done here as well. You can also have a sales order being created if there's a sellable item. Again, based on the item categories and all that stuff, you can have different items being created. Reservations and purchase recs, etc., will be created once you release the service order. Now, one questions you might have is once the service order is saved, how do you assign to the technician? Now, RPA functionality is not available in SAP S4 HANA CM. Similarly, preventive maintenance functionality is not available yet in S4 HANA CM. MRS, I think, still exists in S4 HANA. You can probably leverage that, and I think that might be in the future roadmap of SAP to do scheduling. But in this process, you can always assign a technician in the partner parties involved or partner functions, and that is how you can manually assign the technicians in this parties involved section. Now you can save the order, and you need to release it like SAP CRM. And the moment you release the service order, the release will trigger the internal order creation and all the purchase recs and if any and reservation creation, etc. as well. So if you look at the transaction history, you can see the service request and internal order. And if you had parts, you could have seen material reservations and purchase recs, etc. also in the transaction history. So going forward, let's say the technician went to the site, performed the repairs, and they used parts or they had travel expenses and they spent in some time. So they will then create the confirmation. So go ahead and create a follow confirmation for this. You can have a follow-up confirmation, or you can create individual standalone confirmations as well. Both the options are available. And because of the one order framework, whether it's service request to service order or service order to service confirmation, you can use copy control, you can use actions, you can use partner determination, etc. So select the transaction type service confirmation, and all the information of customer equipment, description, etc. will get copied over. So you can select the item also from the service orders. It may be one or more, whether it is parts or steps, repair steps. In addition, you can also do further categorization using the category modeler. You can see below the reference objects. You can enter the fault codes, additional fault codes, and then you can go and change. You can also change the quantity here and make it, let's say, make it 2, and you can see the price got determined as well. And in addition, you can also use attachments. So you can attach a picture of the repaired product or post and pre-repaired. You can add notes, any detailed comments which you want to put at the header of the item. You can do that as well. And you can then save the confirmation, and once you save the confirmation, it will generate the billing request based on the configuration settings, and you can then complete the confirmation, and that is what really triggers all the follow-on processes in S4HANA. So this is a nutshell about the quick demo, end to end. I mean, you can do that. We can do a similar thing for leads, opportunities, and quotes, but we just stuck with service for now.